your 413 here back in the day, and today, guys, I want to go over the brand new set of Car Pass cars that are coming to Forza Horizon 4 this upcoming month, which is the rest of November and the first half of December, leading up to the release of Fortune Island, which I am extremely excited about that expansion coming into the game. It looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun and a drifter's paradise. I cannot wait, but right now, we're here to talk about these Car Pass cars. Starting things off this week and even today. Today is when these cars are available. Starting things off, we have the 2018 Aston Martin Vantage. Honestly, guys, I think this car is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. It is freaking amazing. I love this car to death. I've even entered into a contest over on Omaze to try and win one of these. I know the chances are pretty much slim to none, but the thought of possibly owning an Aston Martin Vantage, oh my god, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. I love this car to death. I think it's one of the most beautiful cars that Aston Martin has ever produced. It is just glorious. 503 horsepower, 505 pound-feet of torque. Although it is a little bit heavy, coming in at 3,500 pounds. It is 200 pounds heavier than the McLaren 650S, which is our next car. Now, we got the 2014 McLaren 650S Spider in this DLC. However, though, we also have the McLaren 650S Coupe already in the game. So when I first saw this, I was actually really excited because I thought, wow, we're getting a convertible McLaren 650S. That would be amazing. I would absolutely love that. And hell, throw the new wide body kit on it, and that'll be amazing. We'll have a convertible Liberty Walk car. Forza said no. They said, no, we ain't doing this. So this is still a hardtop McLaren car. However, though, we do get the Liberty Walk kit available for it. So that's kind of cool, I guess, but I was really hoping to see a convertible version of this car. Unfortunately, though, we are not. So starting things off next Thursday, November the 29th, we are going to be receiving the 2005 Ferrari FXX, which is a car that wasn't really missing in this game, but it is a fantastic addition to any Forza game. It has been in previous Forza games. I do remember driving this car and it being freaking amazing. But essentially, this is a Ferrari Enzo. It's just a track-only version of the Enzo. So I'm really excited to see this car in the game. But I also want to talk about this, about the hypercar heritage. Because when you look at a bunch of hypercars today, they're pushing that 1,000 horsepower boundary. This was considered one of the ultimate hypercars of the day. It was the track-only spec. This thing had 789 horsepower. That's 200 horsepower less than a LaFerrari. That's ridiculous, guys. That is absolutely insane. Because when you think about this, the new Corvette, that thing puts out close to 750 horsepower. What? 750 horsepower from a $120,000 Corvette versus this multi-million-dollar Ferrari? That's insane, guys. That is really insane to think about. But also this week, we are getting the 1953 Jaguar C-Type. Now, in 1951, Jaguar entered the C-Type into the 24-hour Le Mans, and they won it. Straight off the bat, they won it with this brand new car. In 1952, though, however, they decided that they were going to tweak the car a little bit because they were a little worried about the Mercedes 300 SLR. And with this car entering into the competition, they added some aerodynamic picks, tweaked the car a little bit to try and get as much speed out of the back straight at Le Mans. However, though, this ended up having some overheating issues where every single car that was entered had to retire before the end of the race. But coming in 1953, they finally were able to tweak the car just enough with some aluminum body parts to get enough speed to take home a first, second, and fourth place victories. That is amazing, my dudes. I'm really excited for this car in the game. It's more of a motorsport car in my opinion, but hell, I'll take it in Horizon. I'll take it in Horizon. So the week after that, we have the 2018 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Liberty Designs Drift Truck. Now, I've been really wanting a Chevy Silverado 1500 to come into the game. This is not what I meant, though. I did not want a drift Silverado. I want an off-road Silverado, which I'm kind of hoping that they add rally suspension and rally tires as an option to this thing, because that really kind of gives you a little bit more wiggle room to play with the car. But since it is a drift truck, I'm not going to guess that Forza is going to do that. I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but it's still a Silverado coming into the game. As you guys know, I actually drive a Silverado in real life. I have a 2014 Silverado. This is based off the 2010 model, so it's still pretty awesome. I'm glad that a Silverado is coming, and it's a drift truck nonetheless, but I still want to get an off-road Silverado into the game, something that can, you know, compete with the Ford Raptor. That is what I really want to see. Will we get it? I don't know. I don't know when we're going to get something like that in the game. But also this week, we are getting none other than the 1965 Peel Trident. Finally, some competition for the BMW Isetta, because this is, of course, a little bit bigger than the Peel P50 that we already have in the game. It looks more like it's going to be around the size of the Isetta. I'm not really entirely sure how big this car is, but it looks like a soccer ball. It's going to be a lot of fun to play with. I mean, I know with the Isetta, I'd love like adding some upgrades to it to make it as quick as possible. It is a 3-wheel setup just like the Isetta and the Peel P50 and the Reliant Robin, which means it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be really unstable. Really, that's all this car is going to be good for. I mean, I guess we could have Peel races now where, you know, it'd be the Peel P50 versus the Trident. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out, but this thing is ridiculous. Look at the power output on that. 4 horsepower. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. I thought the Civic was the least horsepower car that we got. 4 horsepower. 4 freaking horsepower. What on earth is that? 6 pound-feet of torque. That's like me kind of leaning up against the car. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. But then finally, in the next week, we are going to be receiving a car that I've been wanting in the game for a long time, the 2003 Honda S2000. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, Gert, we already have an S2000 in the game. Well, let me go ahead and put it this way. The current S2000 that we have in the game is very limited when it comes to upgrade options, as it was sort of like a special edition. Now, they could have gone ahead and added those. However, though, what I think this is this is going to be a port from some of the older games, which means that we're going to have some body kits available for it. I don't know what else we're going to have available. What would be really cool, what if Forza wanted to be super cool about this, they could add the Musion roof to the top of it. They could add a wide body kit. They could do all the spoon parts available for it. Don't think that's going to happen, but that is what I would really love to see. Odds are, I bet you we're just going to get front fenders, or not front fenders, front bumpers, rear bumpers, and side skirts, and that's about it. But I'm still excited about that. I think that's going to be a great addition to the game. But then coming up next, we have the Civic RS 1974. This thing is pretty slow. It only has 76 horsepower and 75 pound-feet of torque. You can see why I thought this was the slowest car that we were getting. However, though, when we got the Isetta, I didn't realize it only had 4 horsepower. I thought it had a little bit more than that, around 80 horsepower, but 76 horsepower is still a little bit of a slouch. But from a car that only weighs 1,600 pounds, I feel like it's still going to be sprightly enough where you could drive it stock and really not worry too much about it being just way too slow. This car is not bad at all. I have seen one example of this that was done really, really nicely. It was over on Car Throttle's YouTube page. I really enjoyed that Civic quite a bit. It was custom built, everything done to it. Looked really, really freaking sweet. I love this car. I'm glad it's coming in the game. It's going to be a lot of fun to drive. I'm a Civic boy, my dudes. I'm a Civic boy. I owned a 98 Civic. I'm really glad to see a classic Civic coming into the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can also see a lot of people making this all-wheel drive and taking it off-road. That will be amazing as well. So, but anyway, though, that's where we're going to go and wrap things up for today. If you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at twitter.com/Gert413 and Instagram.com/Gert413. If you guys like this video, go and make sure to hit that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.